Hi, this is Nat Moes. I'm here with Sam Krohlow. We're watching the Tokyo MTG Vintage Open. This is round 3, game 1. And on the left, we're going to have a workshop deck. He's got some smokestacks. He's got the other prison components that you'd expect. Sphere of Resistance, Entangle Wire.
Lodestone, of course.
Lodestone Golem, of course. And on the right, we have a blue-white Mentor deck, a Monastery Mentor.
Is it just straight blue-white?
You know, I don't recall if this one is straight blue-white or if it's got the red splash. So the workshop player they're showing us his opening hand. He's got Lotus and some other goodies. The
Misstep, Force, Fetch, Preordain.
Yeah, he's
a couple good blue cards in there.
Yeah, I think he's. It's not a bad hand. I think he's got to be able to use that Force sort of judiciously, and it sort of depends on whether he can use the Force to counter what he wants, or if it's something that he has to counter. There's plenty of things. So, workshop player opens with a Cavern of Souls, naming Golem, and passes. It's not a great opener. I mean, he can.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew he had the Black Lotus. He could have played a Lodestone Golem off of that immediately.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice to wait here.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. I think he can. I think his plan is probably to.
Did he have a workshop in hand?
Yeah, he may have, and I think his plan would be to play the Golem and then use that as backup for some of his other spells.
And keep the Lotus around.
Right.
Which
yeah,
seems fine.
Yeah, I think being able to save Lotus is pretty good. But the Mentor player is obviously going to Preordain. We already know he has Force. Looking for fast mana, he found Mox Pearl probably.
And this way you can. Oh, I suppose you can protect the Lodestone with Cavern either way.
So he's got
Wasteland.
He's going to play
Lotus.
Lotus. At this point, I kind of wonder if it's. Yeah,
what will he do next?
Yeah, the workshop player's playing slowly and carefully here. I think that's
that's Sphere time.
That's what I would be thinking. Is that he's trying to maximize all of his mana. Running Lotus out.
Yeah, and you don't
game
want
one. You don't really
overcommit and get blown out.
Yeah, you don't really know what you're reacting against.
Okay, so his opponent burns the Force on the Sphere, and he has Lodestone in hand.
Yeah, I think so, and he.
If he does, that's very good now.
Right, and his opponent can burn the Force there, knowing that he won't be able to use it on the Lodestone anyway. So
that's a good point.
Yeah, I thought he had Lodestone in play, or Lodestone in hand rather. Maybe I'm mistaken. I thought he had that.
Maybe it's a different game.
Yeah, we end up watching a lot of games here. But so far the Mentor player has Preordained twice. Continues finding mana. I mean, he's actually setting himself up fairly well against this workshop player. Workshop player is giving him plenty of time to do that.
Yeah, definitely. He's also been keeping pressure off the board too with getting rid of that Sphere.
Right. Yeah.
Which is definitely nice.
Well, that's what I'm saying is the workshop player has really only played one card. He's so far answering 1 for 1, and he's played two good draw spells. So.
Ooh, Crucible.
Yeah, interestingly, the Crucible again comes back here. We saw this in round 2, and it resolves past the Force.
It's like the Mentor player is going to play a Containment Priest,
and then Gush his lands back to his hand to get past that Crucible. That's a great play.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's a very
being able to Gush to protect yourself from Wasteland.
Right. Well, it's a very interesting play. Anyway, we know that Wasteland is already there. I mean, that's going to continue being a threat. The Gush actually sets him back a couple of permanents, a couple of mana sources.
But he does keep them.
Right. Yeah, I think that's probably a positive play. It's just.
It gives him a good opportunity to actually cast the Gush and draw his cards.
Right, it's a little risky, but I think it's all right.
Yeah, especially seeing as this player is playing Smokestack, sometimes you can set yourself back on permanence and then just lock yourself out. That's
always the risk against workshops, is that you have you end up with too few permanents, too few mana in play after playing Gush. It's always a problem. But the the workshop player followed up there with
Jeez.
Fire Exeter Revoker, and the mentor player must have drawn 2 Moxes, either off the gush or off the gush in his turn.
Treasure Cruise.
He played both of those and then takes a boat trip. So, Treasure or the mentor player is very far ahead on cards. Obviously, I think he's still in control of the game. Has a lot of mana in play.
Yeah, with 4 mana in play, 3 of it being Moxen, I feel like he's in a good spot.
Yeah, I think we're doing pretty well.
Was the Revoker on Mox Pearl?
Yeah, the Revoker's on Pearl. So he really he has 3 effective mana in play, and he's still only got 1 of his colors. But he still has a creature in play. He can.
Ooh, he gets the basic planes. That's really good if he has Swords to Plowshares.
Right. Yeah. I mean, things are.
Oh, our mentor.
And there's a Monastery Mentor. Mentor has made a nice splash in the format since being printed.
It's been very interesting. It's a very powerful card.
I mean, I think people were sort of questioning whether 3 mana would be too much compared to Young Pyromancer, which was already good. And as it turns out, the benefits that having a creature with prowess and tokens with prowess, all of that's just upside. That Mentor has been very good. You can play a very good control game, play aggressively.
Especially with all of the preordains and gushes in the mentor deck, you can easily ramp up your tokens and end games quickly.
So we're looking at a little bit more mana. Obviously, each of these is going to produce a token. The mentor player is very well in control of this game, I would say right now.
Time Walk.
Here we go, Time Walk. That's even better with mentor. So he's going to get in for 4 there, and go to a Time Walk turn that has 2 guys in play, and I think he's still got a pretty full grip after gushing and playing Treasure Cruise. So, drawing that extra artifact mana certainly not hurting him.
Is the workshop player down to 12 life now? Looks like.
Yeah, it looks like he's at 12.
He was hit by a Containment Priest once or twice. It must have been.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Speaking of which, I think last turn, as the mentor player, I would have attacked with the Containment Priest too. I think trading that with Revoker is fine. Attacking with it here is fine too. But and obviously, if you're going to remove the Revoker with Swords to Plowshares, that seems all right.
Is he Flusterstorming his own Swords to Plowshares?
I think he might be. Is that a Flusterstorm?
I believe so.
It looked like a Flusterstorm. So we're
he's paying for the copies, maybe.
Yeah, I think he Flusterstormed it and paid for the copies, and we're getting in for attack damage here. I don't remember. Let's see, maybe 4, 5, 6. That'd be 12 damage. So I think that would be lethal.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Gosh.
So that's how.